Let's go, guys. Cybeast coming at you with another tier list. Today we're going to be doing a tier list of all the Call of Duty games. No, I have played since COD 4. CODs 1, 2, and 3, I did not play. Don't ever plan to play for a number of reasons. I'm not really going to rank those. I'm going to rank from COD 4 up to Vanguard. I have played all of them to some level, some a lot more than others, as this list will entail. As I go into detail on the games and why I liked them, why I didn't, etc., etc. Go ahead and make sure that if you enjoy my tier lists, if you want to see more of them, click up here in the top right. There'll be a little drop like that. I don't know what it's called, but yeah, the thing will be there that will take you to the playlist with the rest of my tier list if you're interested in seeing more of them. And let's go ahead and hop on into it and break down some of the Call of Duty games. So I'm going to try and go in order of release from the ones I've played. So like I said, original Call of Duty, Call of Duty 2, Call of Duty 3. I will not be ranking because I've never played them, never planned to play them, but they're going to sit there. They're fine. So we're going to start COD 4. It's going B tier for me. It's a solid game. It's hella fun. The story's phenomenal. Like, I think Modern Warfare Trilogy is the best story in Call of Duty. The rest of them are all like, eh. Modern Warfare Trilogy, phenomenal. Soap McTavish, Captain Price, like, all of them are, like, historically, like, characters that you just love. And there's, like, not much else to say about it. But there's also a multitude of things that I don't like about it. It's so bland color-wise. It did do a good job with camos, but it's just very bland color-wise. And it's right before we get to the great, like, customization options. But it's also not, it's still better customization than what we have now with, like, the pick 40 options type shit. So after COD 4 came World at War. World at War is above for one reason and one reason alone, and it is because of it introducing Call of Duty Zombies. I think it'll go above it in B tier. They're both mediocre games in the grand scheme of the franchise. Neither of them are like bad or dog shit by any stretch of the imagination. But like I said, World at War's biggest thing. Great story, does good for World War II COD. I don't know about the first 3 Call of Duties being like World War II, how they did story-wise. But the newer ones we've gotten since then don't do as good of a job, in my opinion. So it's going to be at B, mainly because of zombies. And I do enjoy some of the maps. The maps I enjoyed a lot of them. Castle was a great one. I don't remember the name of it right now. God damn it. But it's the one with the submarines. I think it's back in Vanguard as a multiplayer map. It was a fun one to play. But Castle was like by far my favorite map. I loved the look of it, just the feel of the map. After World at War, we got what many people deem the GOAT of Call of Duties. And it is S tier for me. Don't get me wrong. Modern Warfare 2 is S tier. It is a great game. It is not the best Call of Duty in my opinion. The weapon, if we had this game today, you would have every single person complaining about noob tubes and the ACR being so overpowered, the intervention shooting as fast as it did. It wouldn't survive in today's gaming economy when it comes to balance. But back then, it was a blast. Getting on there to snipe was fun. Getting on there to red gun was fun. Getting on there to go for high kills was fun. Getting on there to dick around with friends, fun. And then we all know the moment I'm about to refer to in the campaign where shit just hits the fan, everything goes sideways, and you're just sitting there jaw dropped like, what just happened? And then on top of that, we also have no Russian, which I don't need to say anything else other than no Russian for all of us to be like, why did we play this when I was 12? Like, why did I do this? Like, why was this okay? Yeah. It's a great game. It's not the best, but it is definitely up there. Following this was the first Black Ops. The only reason it's not S tier is because of the campaign. I think the campaign is dog shit. The numbers, like all that shit, I hate it. I despise it. Multiplayer, phenomenal. super fun in my opinion. Had some really fun guns. Some of my favorites, or some of my favorite things to do in Black Ops, like jungle, sitting up top, sniping, like on top of the little cliff and all that. I loved sitting up there. I was not great at Call of Duty yet. Like in these two games, I wasn't good at the game yet. So, but I have a lot of fond memories on Black Ops, especially with zombies. Moon, like doing the Moon Easter egg with friends for like hours on end. It is a great game. It took zombies that was introduced in World at War and brought it to what we know it as now. And I think Black Ops 1, Black Ops 2 zombies are the peak of zombies, like of zombies gameplay. I think Black Ops 3 adds some good stuff, but I personally am not as big of a fan of it for the zombie side of things. Then we go to Modern Warfare 3, which is, in my opinion, like high B tier. It's a high B tier game. I think the multiplayer was so centric around the PPSA, or not PPSH, the PP90M1 or whatever, basically the Bison, before we had the Bison, the little water gun looking thing. The MP7 and the ACR. Those were like the only weapons you died to when you were like running into a bunch of sweats. And it was not as fun. I felt the colors weren't as good as in Modern Warfare 2, like just like the overall color of the maps. I do appreciate Arcaden. That's one of my favorite maps of all time in Call of Duty. The rundown shopping mall. Like I just love that map. It stands out in my mind. And I do have fond memories just because I had I think I had the highest kill calling card that you could get for the Javelin. Like I literally would just get like triples and quads with the Javelin, and not just on like domination, on capture points and dom, but like random spots on the map, knowing people were rotating there, and would get like triples and quads. And I wish I had like footage of it, but never really recorded anything on that. Next is the GOAT, in my opinion, and it's Black Ops 2. You can disagree with me. I think these two are above and beyond the best two games in everyone's mind. That like played during the peak of those. I think I have at least 2 months of my life put into Black Ops 2. Like that game was like the end of that game was like all of high school for me. Like I played that from almost until like senior year, when it came out when I was a freshman, I'm pretty sure. Because MW3 came out when I was in 8th grade. Black Ops 2 came out when I was a freshman in high school, I'm pretty sure. And I played that thing until I was almost a senior. Like, all the time. Like, nonstop type shit. Multiplayer, one of the greatest of all times. In general, not just Call of Duty. One of the greatest multiplayer games of all time. Hardpoint being introduced in it was huge. The competitive in this game was when it finally started taking off. And, like, when at least I found Optic Gaming and fell in love with competitive COD. Like I said, zombies in this game just stepped up another level and was even better at doing everything that it was already great at doing. I don't know. There's not much else to say about Black Ops 2 other than it is without a doubt the GOAT. No, like I said, we had yes and no. I'm gonna take back the zombies thing real quick. Sorry if there was a cut. I had to look up something to make sure that I had said correctly with Moon being Black Ops, which it was. It was the last Black Ops 1. Black Ops 2 had some great zombies maps near the end. There's some that a lot of people aren't big fans of, like Die Rise and stuff like that, but it has Mob of the Dead. It has Buried. It has Origins. Like, 3 of the greatest maps ever, in my opinion. But just everything about that game is great to me. Even the fact that they nerfed the DSR, we still had the ballista to snipe with. I was going for clips all the time. I went for trick shots. If I remember, I'll throw up a clip of me hitting the sloth shot. Those of you who remember, shout out FaZe Blaze. Okay. I paused so that I could hopefully go back and remember to do that. If I didn't, yell at me in the comment section. After Black Ops 2, we got one of my favorites in the series. Ghosts. No, I'm going to be biased on these next two. Ghost and Advanced Warfare, which actually Advanced Warfare is going. Ghost is an A-tier game because I was deep into it. I was deep into competitive. I was like playing online tournaments for Ghost, doing like 1v1 S&Ds, and like making like, or at least earning back credits on there. I never really won money, but I never lost money type shit. I played some people who were like streamers back then, and like was like doing well against them telling me I was good at the game. I got into like games against like some people that played against Optic and played on Optic. Like I got into a game against Slayster and Proofy when they were playing and S&D, and like did decent, like didn't get completely shit on, and I loved that game. In the competitive mode, I dropped a Moab. I think Moab was Ghosts. I dropped the nuke in that game in a competitive domination. So 4v4, I dropped a nuke. So I love that game. I think the story's not great. I think the guns in that game were super well balanced and super fun. It did have a super fast time to kill, but I liked it in arena shooter. I don't like it in BRs. Advanced Warfare, I think Advanced Warfare was 2 or 3 years ahead of its time. I think that everyone just looks back with disgust at like non-boot on the ground Call of Duty, and I think everyone that says that is one of two things. Either someone who just never played them and agrees with the mass of the community that says this, or you didn't have good movement and you got shit on for it because people who had good movement and had cracked movement with the extra movement system added started shitting on you because you just knew how to hold an angle and you couldn't react to people like boosting through it or wall running or jumping to height quickly. I personally think that Advanced Warfare added a skill gap that made Call of Duty, especially competitively, super fun to watch. I have some sniper stuff from Advanced Warfare I might put on like the side of the screen when I'm editing this. But yeah, Advanced Warfare, in my opinion, is a great game. The maps like Solar and I think Solar's the main one that stands out to me because I had some cool moments on it. I don't remember the name of it, but it was it looked like high-rise, like I think like Mediterranean style like architecture that was at night, that was like super like height layered with its different lanes. I love that map. I have some cool memories on it. And then the one that had the like the toxic gas, or like, yeah, I think it was a gas, but like the toxic stuff you could shoot out that was like snowy ski resort-esque vibes was also super fun. Like I said, Advanced Warfare and Ghost have a special place in my heart because that's when I played Call of Duty the most, or outside of Black Ops 2, but that's when I played it and was good and actually was like trying to be competitive in it, and so they hold a very special place in my heart for those reasons. After Advanced Warfare came Black Ops 3. So after Advanced Warfare, we got Black Ops 3, which is the lowest Black Ops game, in my opinion. And it's because the campaign, ass. Zombies, not a big fan. Actually, hold on, it's going to go here. Zombies, not a big fan. Multiplayer was one of the funnest multiplayers ever. And I think that this was also a great time for competitive Call of Duty with the Call of Duty World League. It was great. I loved it. I definitely didn't play it enough because I tried, like, I don't know what it was. For a while, I tried getting out of Call of Duty. I got sucked back in around Black Ops 4. But Black Ops 3 was for me. It didn't touch these games. It and Black Ops 1 could flip-flop. I think Black Ops 1 Zombies and the campaign being a little bit better put it above just multiplayer being better for Black Ops 3. But it was still good multiplayer. Then, Infinite Warfare. We have our first F tier, boys. I don't think it was an absolute atrocity like some people. Like, it still has some redeeming qualities. But there's just so many things that were wrong with it. It's the only jetpack game that did not feel like Call of Duty to me. Like, Black Ops 3 and AW felt like Call of Duty with advanced movement. Infinite Warfare felt like they took a game with advanced movement and threw the name Call of Duty on it because they didn't have something to release that year. That's how it felt to me. It was the most non-Call of Duty that's ever been released. After Infinite Warfare, we went back to boots on the ground and got worse. I think World War II, in all aspects, is just not a good game. It is the most, or one of the darkest, dreariest looking games ever. And in my opinion, none of the maps felt good. I didn't even enjoy watching comp for that. At least Infinite Warfare was enjoyable to watch at a high level because of the advanced movement. This was just not a fun time to watch. Like London Docks was one of the most brutal like maps to watch because you would literally just see 4 down on each side, back and forth. There was never I never felt like there was trades in this game. After World War II, we got Black Ops 4. Which Black Ops 4, I'm putting right below MW3. No campaign made it it hurts it a lot. Multiplayer being phenomenal aside from for some people. I enjoyed the addition of STEM. I think it added an extra layer to things. Had somewhat advanced movement, but nothing crazy. And then the no aim assist on snipers made it to where if you were hitting snipes, you were a badass, which I loved. I think multiplayer was great for this game. I think zombies hurts it a lot. I think that no campaign hurts it. Blackout boosts it. If it wasn't for Blackout, I'd probably put it in C because the multiplayer is good but not phenomenal. But Blackout boosts it because Blackout was a fun thing to play if you had friends that played. But trying to go and do it solo was not a fun time because there were crackheads on that shit 24/7. And I wasn't a crackhead at the game at that time because I'd stopped playing Call of Duty and this was my first one back, seriously playing. Because I played World War II and I played Infinite Warfare, but I mean putting in the hours that I had previously put into the games. This was my first one back. And in multiplayer I did well, and ranked I did well, but Blackout was just a lot faster than what I was used to. After Black Ops 4, we got Modern Warfare. I think Modern Warfare multiplayer is a C tier experience. I think that the gun customization stuff they do nowadays is atrocious. It is god awful. Go back to the pick 10 system that we had in Black Ops 2. That's all we need. This was the best it's ever been. Maybe Black Ops 3 where they updated it a little bit, but I think the pick 10 system is the best we've ever had. This current shit is not it. The campaign, not as big a fan of. They gave us similar characters that we know, but didn't do anything cool with them, in my opinion. Then we have Cold War, also there in C. The multiplayer was good. The new mode was 100%. Hey, we're trying to make a new battle royale, and then get told that hey, you have to move your timeline up a year. How do we do that? Oh, we stopped making this when you just put some other bullshit together, and they gave us, I don't remember the name of the game mode, but it was fun, but it wasn't great. It was very unpolished. The maps were not great. The zombies was And I feel like they squandered a lot of what could have been. Once again, losing a year of development time, it's difficult, but still not what I would have loved to seen from the new story, the Aether story, or Dark Aether story. And then the campaign was also very just it didn't seem very inspired. It doesn't hit me the same way that the Modern Warfare trilogy does. Vanguard. I personally have Vanguard below Infinite Warfare. I think that there's so many issues with Vanguard when it comes to multiplayer and it comes to it don't even started with CDL because that also affects these. COD World League keeps Infinite Warfare from being the worst game. COD World League and World War II didn't really save it much at all. I felt like that's when it kind of died. Or it was kind of dead here. Black Ops 4 competitive was great to watch. Modern Warfare, we had 5v5 and it was interesting, but it was also just whack. Looking back, it was just whack. And then Cold War, we jumped in. It's hey, you got to get rid of a player from every team. And it wasn't the most... Cold War was an odd year for competitive, in my opinion. Not even just because of who did well, who didn't do well. It didn't feel... It felt odd for competitive, in my opinion. And Vanguard isn't doing much better. It's hard for me to watch competitive Vanguard. Just the level at which they play and they can't understand spawns because they have people dying. Getting you can get a 4-man down in hardpoint and only get 5 seconds. back in like Black Ops 2, Black Ops 3, Hardpoint, you get 4 down, you're getting, or like Black Ops 4, Black Ops 2, much better examples. I don't remember much about Black Ops 3 with the spawns and stuff. Black Ops 4 and Black Ops 2, you get 4 down, that's like 15, 20 seconds of time on a hardpoint. Like, it wasn't like, oh, cool, I'm just right back in there. Like, there's times where you die and it helps you. And I think that should never be the case. And it's just not a great balance. And then we have Warzone. And I'm going to put Warzone right in the middle of A tier. I'm going to treat Warzone as its own thing. I think Warzone, up until Warzone Pacific, because I've not played since they transitioned over. I've only played Vanguard here and there in the sense of, like, I played at a buddy's place a couple times. I do not own the game, so, you know, a lot of it is secondhand knowledge. I'm still going to put it there because I don't like it. It's not fun to watch. Warzone's still fun to watch for me every now and again. It is, like, whenever it first launched, it was amazing. It felt great. It was a good, fast-paced BR. One thing that lost it for me is the time to kill, though, is a little bit too quick in my opinion. They did not update the game well enough. They still haven't really done enough with it, in my opinion. And I feel like the balance is always like 3 or 4 guns that are usable in the meta that aren't like the snipers. And then that's it. And if you aren't using those weapons and you run into some of those weapons, you're probably dying. So I hope that whenever they do like the Modern Warfare 2 and Warzone 2 on the new engine, that they stay up to date with Warzone and keep it going, keep it rolling with everything that it should be. But we'll have to see how that goes. Like I said, the 2 best games by far, Black Ops 2, MW2. Those 2 are untouchable. I think that people are going to argue or like disagree with me on Advanced Warfare Ghosts. I fully understand that. Like I said, I am biased when it comes to those 2. Warzone, I think people will agree, in A tier, not quite S tier. And the rest of it seems pretty much what the majority of people will think, in my opinion. I don't think there's going to be any big disagreements. There might be, I think, Modern Warfare 19 should be higher, or MW3 should be a little bit lower, something like that, but not a huge disagreement with the list, other than which one's number 1 between Black Ops 2, Modern Warfare 2, and the placements of Advanced Warfare and Ghost. But, once again, my tier list, my opinions. Go ahead and let me know your thoughts down below. Which one's your favorite? Which ones you have the best memories on? Other than that, I appreciate y'all watching. I appreciate y'all watching all the way through. Go ahead and leave me some comments while you're down there. Tell me about your Call of Duty games, which ones you enjoy. Tell me what other tier lists you want to see. And then on this here end screen that I've made at this point, hopefully, there's going to be another tier list, my most recent one right here, and then another random video from my channel here. Click those if you want to see more of my content, and I'll see y'all later. Peace.